Have you ever been stalked by a barracuda? Until this trip, neither had I. Here's Charles and I on the Essential, and we're heading to the Neptune Memorial Gardens. And Charles has been trying for 20 years to get to this site to dive, and we're able to do it here in Miami. Yay! Once we were done with the cruise, we went back to Miami for a couple of days. We had two things to do: scuba dive the Neptune Memorial and go skydiving. We chose to scuba dive with Ace Diving off the Bayside Marketplace, and we got busy meeting not only the crew of the Essential, but our co-divers.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm saying hi to Madeline and Mason.
Kelly is joining us on the Essential, and we're going to go to the Neptune Memorial Gardens, and we're going to do a nice dive there, so we should get some good footage. And she's given us permission to cut her into all the scenes, and so hopefully if you're her family watching, yay! He's the dive master that's afraid of the water.
I'm the instructor who's afraid of the water. He doesn't know how to swim.
That's right. This is his first time on the boat as well. Another person who would become very important during this dive was our Captain Orestes. When we were diving, he was always watchful and helping us out of the water. A link to Ace Diving is included in the description, and I highly recommend them. With everybody settled, we got down to the business of leaving the Miami harbor and heading out to the Neptune Memorial site. There were two groups on the boat today. One was the certified divers, which was Charles, Kelly, and myself.
Lobster thieves! Lobster thieves!
The other group were beginners and people undergoing certification. We didn't get a chance to chat a lot because they were actually attending a class on the boat. They were each very nice, and I'm proud to say they all succeeded. Once we got our bearings in the water, we ran into a fish that would become our nemesis during the entire dive. And he took his job seriously. The Neptune Memorial Reef is an underwater columbarium. That is a structure that basically holds ashes. And it's about 3.5 or 3.25 miles off the coast of Key Biscayne, Florida. And the structures that you're seeing in this footage sit on about an acre, if I understood the dive masters correctly. I know they threw in the Guardian Barracuda for free. According to online information, it's probably better identified as a cremation memorial site because they're taking pH-balanced cement and forming it into stationary memorials. And the reef-building coral has started growing, so it can officially be called a reef. As you can tell from our footage, sea life is thriving. Charles is a lifelong scuba master and has made plans to become part of a memorial reef, as it's pretty functional, very practical, and a peaceful way of spending eternity. After seeing the site in person, I totally get his philosophy. It was beautiful. I fell in love with the giant lion statue and thought that I too would like to do that until I got back on the boat, asked the question, and found out that I don't make nearly enough to be buried at these sites, at least not in a big way. So there we were, following this cute little fish, being all relaxed. And then the barracuda came out of nowhere, and he kind of sideswiped past us and went over on the other side of Charles. Oh, I was so scared. I can't believe I caught it on video. But he went his merry way. I guess he had other things to guard. And we went back to enjoying the peaceful tranquility of the columns. Although this was murky compared to the Caribbean waters we had just dove a few days before, I was grateful that I got to see Kelly and her dive master underwater because I wanted to be able to get some footage that she could show her children. They couldn't be with her during the dive. Hi, Kelly. We explored nearly every inch of that memorial, and it was totally worth it. I strongly recommend not only Ace Diving, but please go and check out the Neptune Memorial Reef. Finally, it was time for us to start our ascent, and we went ahead and did a safety stop. We were only about 40 feet down, but safety stops are always a good idea. Great habit to be in. I delayed getting back on the boat because I did not want to run smack dab into the jellyfish.
Oh, had a wonderful time. Got some great footage. There was a giant fish down there, but I don't know what it was. Was it a barracuda?
But once we got on, we prepared for our final dive of the entire trip, which would be Rainbow Reef. We saw life as soon as we got underwater on Rainbow Reef, and the captain had given us instructions to head in a certain direction and follow up and then turn around in about 20 minutes so that we'd have about a 45 minute dive. About 10 minutes into the dive, fish life became pretty sparse, and we noticed the plant life was getting a little further placed apart. Some of it was beautiful, but it just wasn't teeming with life. We started giving each other hand signals indicating that this was probably going to be disappointing, and we decided at the turnaround point to just come up and get our bearings. That was when we realized we had followed the wrong direction and gone on the wrong reef. So when we got back on the boat, everyone was talking about all the wondrous things they saw, and Charles and I just gave each other the side squint, knowing that we were in the wrong place the entire dive. Still though, any day diving is a good day indeed, and we ended our trip happy and totally satisfied.